don't know if you recall, but he stopped Mr. Williams on September 9th of 2013 in a traffic stop. Mr. Williams did not have the driver's license and stated that he...
So now he's talking about that officer that I made a video about that potentially lied on his police report about the pills being found in the cup holder in plain view. And then they found the gun in the passenger seat under the seat that Thug was driving, but it wasn't his car and it wasn't stolen, like it was a friend's car or something. But it is possible that Thug didn't know any of this was in the car, but this is what this is about right here.
The self-serving statement that the firearm belonged to a friend. If the state seeks to get that in, the state can do so because it is a statement of a party opponent, but it is not.
She doesn't want them to get the point across that it could belong to a friend of Thug. This prosecutor, she is a tricky one.
I observed that he made a proper left turn because he wasn't in the turning lane to make us part, and our signs indicated that have lane assignments. I then went to go pull the vehicle over, and he continued southbound on Techwood Drive, approaching 10th Street. As you approach that intersection, there is a right turn lane only, and that is clearly labeled with a sign saying right lane must turn right. I approached the vehicle, the driver rolled down the window. I explained to him why I pulled him over and asked him for his driver's license. He said he didn't have a driver's license on him, but he gave me his name and his birthday.
And what name and what birthday did he give?
Jeffrey Williams. He was a black male, thin built, tall, and he had some long braids.
At least he didn't lie about his name.
Asked him to step out of the car. He did. I placed him in handcuffs and told him he was under arrest for failure to obey traffic control device, for making an improper left turn, for going straight in a right turn lane only, and that he had no driver's license on. I observed in the cup holder of the vehicle a clear plastic bag with some blue pills inside of it. I put them in the back of the car, and then I went back to retrieve the pills from the cup holder, and they were suspected Xanax pills. I did a further search of the vehicle, and there was a black Sig Sauer 9mm handgun underneath the front passenger seat, and it was reported stolen out of the city of Atlanta. The serial number is listed as UU748574.
This police officer is breathing like Darth Vader into this fucking mic, dude.
Would you recognize him if you saw him today?
Yes.
All right. Do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Would you describe what he is wearing and where he is seated for the court?
He is at the second defense table in front of me. He is wearing a black turtleneck, and he's got his hair pulled back in braids.
Found with the record reflect that the officers identified defendant Jeffrey Williams.
Michelle.
Officer Monheim, did you have any contact with the district attorney's office in terms of reporting that you had made these arrests?
Yes, I did.
And do you have any personal knowledge, yes or no, about how it was that the district attorney's office chose to resolve the case?
No, I do not.
Because I'm pretty sure she's trying to get that point across, because I'm pretty sure it got dismissed. I think there's a lot I have to follow with this case. If I forget something, dude, I have to get refreshed a lot, but this got dismissed. All right, now Brian Steele's about to go up.
You don't remember this traffic stop on your own memory. Is that true?
I would say yes, that is true.
But your memory got aided with your report that you wrote. Is that okay to say that?
Yes.
Okay. And you're doing your best you can today to articulate accurate facts to the jury.
Yes.
And that burglary, from what you read, is 2 months before you run into Jeffrey Williams on September 9, 2013. Is that right?
That is correct.
And when I say 2 months before, I may not be to the date, but approximately July 10th of 2013 is about 2 months before September 9, 2013. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And you're not telling this jury in any way that you have any scintilla of evidence that Mr. Williams was involved in that burglary. Is that fair to say?
Form?
I'll stand as the form. You can rephrase.
Is it true that you do not have any information Mr. Williams was involved in any burglary of the Phillips home?
Objection.
Is that true?
As to form.
I'll let him answer that. I'll overrule that objection. You can answer that.
Say the question one more time.
Sure. You don't have any information at all that Mr. Williams is involved in the burglary of Mr. Phillips or Miss Phillips' home. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. So now we're 2 months later. It's approximately 8, I think you said 8, hold on one second, 8:30 in the morning. Is that fair to say? Okay, that's not the Cleveland Avenue. You know where Cleveland Avenue area is?
I do know where Cleveland Avenue area is, yes.
And Midtown is not near, near is relative, but it's not the Cleveland Avenue area. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Okay. He didn't flee from you or anything. You blue lighted him, you pulled over, and you approached the car.
That's true.
Okay. And Mr. Williams was totally professional and cooperative with you. Is that fair to say?
He was cooperative.
And he gave you his name, date of birth, told you he doesn't have a driver's license, right?
Yes.
And you confirm that?
Yes.
And then you felt duty-bound to arrest him because he's driving without a driver's license. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's fair to say.
Okay. And again, he's cooperative with you.
Objection. Asked and answered.
I sustain the
At
question.
this point, he's cooperative with you.
Objection. Asked and answered.
I sustain the question. Let's move on.
From running a computer check, it comes up stolen from the serial number. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay. And you found the item, though, underneath the passenger seat on the
Steele,
floorboard. Is that right?
I need to teach you about handling weapons. Please point the muzzle always downward, no matter if it's unloaded, okay?
I know it's unloaded, but yes,
You
sir.
make everybody nervous, okay?
Huey is laughing in the background. Wait, hold on. Did he point it over at Huey?
Including Mr. Kern, so you can point it out.
I apologize, Mr. How long was that gun underneath that passenger seat floorboard?
Objection. Speculation. No foundation.
I sustain the
So
question.
you know how long that gun was under the passenger seat floorboard.
I've got no idea how long it was right there.
And that tell the ladies and gentlemen jury if Mr. Williams owned that car.
Objection. As to speculation.
Why don't you rephrase it? I'll sustain it as the form. You can rephrase it.
Car, right?
Objection. As to foundation.
Ask me a question.
There's no foundation.
I sustain the question, Mr. Steele. Why don't you just ask him if he knows who owned the vehicle?
The owner of the car was...
And I object again on the basis of foundation because stating it doesn't cure.
Let me help y'all out. Officer Manheim, do you know who owned the vehicle that Mr. Williams was driving in?
Yes, I got that information from when I ran the vehicle tag information.
And Your Honor, the reason that I have the objection is that though he may have run it and knows perhaps whose tag came up, he does not know who owned the vehicle. There's been no testimony about personal knowledge of who actually owned the vehicle.
He asked that question, so that question is relevant to his inquiry.
Shit, he shut down the prosecutor right there because he's trying to get the point across that it wasn't Thug's car, which then puts the possibility that it wasn't his gun either in the passenger side because he was alone in the car. It's like him driving a car and there's a gun in the passenger under the seat. So
The vehicle's not stolen, right?
The vehicle's not stolen.
Are there any fingerprints of Mr. Williams on that firearm?
On 12B? The firearm itself?
Yes, sir.
No, there was no firearms. I mean, there's no fingerprints left from the firearm.
And you have no evidence whatsoever that Mr. Williams ever touched that firearm. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And you have no evidence that Mr. Williams even knew that that firearm was in that car. Is that fair to say?
No objection, Your Honor. That would call for...
It's speculation. I'll sustain the question, Mr. Foreman.
I'm moving on to the 7 pills. They're Xanax. Is that fair to say? Or they look like Xanax?
Yes.
But not in a container. Is that right?
That is
And
correct.
when I say container, that's a bad word. Not in a prescription pill bottle like they're supposed to be. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay. And you found them, you said, in the cup holder, right?
Yes.
Do you remember writing a draft report in this case before the final report?
Yes, I do.
And do you remember in the draft report saying that the blue pills were in the center console area? Do you remember that?
That is true.
Nothing about plain view or in the cup holder in the draft report?
There are cup holders in the center console.
Okay, but you didn't say that in the draft report.
No, I did not say that.
That's to the...
I asked and you tried the ability to record, and you did record this event incident with Mr. Williams. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And this is on, when I say recording, we're talking about video as well as audio recording, right?
That is correct.
And I asked to bring to court.
yeah, I remember this footage suddenly disappeared on his body cam. So they only had the video of the car he was facing Thug's car like this. But his body cam like disappeared, I'm pretty sure. Because Elena got hacked at the same time.
And you tried to find it, right?
Yes.
And other people tried to find it. If you know, if you don't know, that's fine.
I don't know how hard they tried, but other people did look for it, yes.
And it came back that there is no audio or video that I could show the jury, right?
That is true. It is lost.
By the City of Atlanta Police Department or the DA's office or somebody there, right?
Your Honor, I object to that latter part.
I'll sustain it as to the...
It's lost by the authority.
Latter portion.
Is that true?
Yes.
You know Mr. Williams to be a well-known musical artist. Is that fair?
At the time of the traffic stop, no, I did not.
No, I'm saying you know that now.
Oh, yes, I do.
Objection as to relevance.
I'll sustain the question.
My OBS just crashed. Holy shit, I thought I lost 2 hours of footage, but I didn't somehow. I got so lucky, dude.
Were you aware that this case was resolved
Objection, Your
in
Honor.
court?
I sustain the objection, Mr. Steele.
I have a certified copy of the disposition.
It's still not in the correct format. I'm still going to sustain the objection.
I will show you what I'll mark as Mr. Williams number 1.
Your Honor, I object.
It's a certified copy.
Object.
Mr. Steele?
Yes, sir.
Please stop that, okay? It's not, I'm going to sustain the objection.
I think he was trying to get the point across that this case was dismissed, but they wouldn't let him for some reason.